ever affected him. He found himself.
You can see somewhere right about there is where he decided, like, you know what? I'm not even playing soccer or football anymore. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna see how many dudes I can take out. They did not make a statue. Howdy, y'all. My name's Mike. I live in Houston, Texas, and today we're doing two things. First thing we're doing is I just got back from a wedding, so I've been drinking beers, but we're drinking more beers. So grab your beer and cheers. Oh wait, the second thing we're doing is we're watching the 20 most brutal football fouls in history by Foot Flicks. Cheers.
These are the most absurd fouls in the history of football.
That one didn't look that bad. Oh, that was just a trip.
Right away with some
okay, let's see.
Because what Francesco Totti did to Mario Balotelli not only got him sent off,
Mario Balotelli, I know that guy. I've heard of him.
It was the 2010 Coppa Italia final, Roma against Inter. The young Super Mario, then 19 years old, was dominating Italian fields and driving opponents crazy. So, with a trophy at stake and less than 3 minutes to play, Totti lost his temper. Even the firefighter was like, oh no.
The firefighter. He's trying to like... Boom!
And the crazy...
I just like, it's just funny to me that he just kicked his shin. Like, you can watch an MMA fight and they do that all the time. But in soccer, he kicks his shin and he's just like, he looks like someone just took an axe and just chopped his leg off. It's so dramatic.
And the crazy thing is that Totti later admitted it was intentional. And he wanted to hurt Balotelli for the insults he had received from him for years. And let's continue.
At least he admitted, like, yeah, I did that. I chopped his leg off on purpose.
Continue with a foul committed by one of the nicest guys in football. It was a match between Everton and Tottenham during the 2019 season, and in the 78th minute, Son caused one of the most painful injuries imaginable. He tried to reach the ball, but it was too late, and he hit Gomez's ankle, completely turning it the other way. Players started to panic, and fans who watched it up close were shocked. Son received a red card and was absolutely heartbroken. Obviously,
he looked like he's about to cry. I mean, that didn't look intentional to me.
That foul was unintentional, but the top three has some crazy incidents that are much more brutal. Let's continue with Sergio Aguero, because after a 1-3 beating in his own stadium, he went leg first and flew straight through David Luiz. The horrible tackle earned Aguero a 4-match ban, and Luiz later claimed to have suffered for 2 years from that reckless challenge. But Aguero lost control for sure. But at least he wasn't willing to do anything to win.
That's a free kick if I ever seen one.
This tiny country.
I think it's called a free kick.
Off Goretzka's head. It happened in the group stage of the World Cup 2022 qualifiers, Germany versus Liechtenstein. And after only 2 minutes of play, a high challenge by this random guy who plays for an amateur club in Switzerland almost broke the jaw of one of Bayern's best midfielders of all time. I'm glad Germany butchered them 9-0. That dude should go back to playing in his crappy little stadium and leave the pros to it. In the next,
like, what's he trying to do there? Like even if he's gonna try to argue, like, oh, I was going for the ball. Were you? Come on, bro. That's not going for the ball. He's trying to. This is Sparta. This dude. God dang.
In the next issue, let's say karma hit this player late, because after Shawcross had claimed that the injury he caused to Ramsey in 2010 never affected him, he found himself in a familiar situation in 2019.
That ankle.
That earned him an 8-week ban.
8 weeks?
Musket, he's off again. A second straight red card for Kevin Musket, and he didn't even see a second yellow. It's a straight red.
And Adrian Zahar was definitely hurt. He needed knee surgery and wouldn't play football for a whole year. Many Australians even claim the incident tarnished his career. But I feel even worse for Gavi, who almost lost an ear during a game.
Oh, they had to blur it out. Ugh.
Unfortunately, we can't really show the foul because he was bleeding too much. But the 19-year-old needed medical treatment on the pitch, and his ear was stitched up, which looks painful. This player from Honduras,
They couldn't show the clip?
one, but two players at the same time. He got sent off. Just like
Hold on.
but two players at the same time. Fortunately, he got
You can see somewhere right about there is where he decided, like, you know what? I'm not even playing soccer or football anymore. I'm just gonna see how many dudes I can take out.
But two players at the same time. Fortunately, he got sent off.
Oh my
Just
god,
like
that's funny.
Aguero's, the guy almost broke the ankle of the greatest of all time.
Now
Now I understand why he has his legs and shirt insured for $750 million. Paulista aimed directly.
Wait, what? Reported to have his legs insured for a phenomenal 750 million euros. Well, damn. I got like a car insurance policy. Okay, I'll shut up. Sorry.
Paulista aimed directly at Vinicius Jr.'s ankle. No wonder he was
Oh, yeah.
suspended for 2 games. And with that, we've made...
I love the when they jump and then it just looks funny.
For 2 games.
Whip.
And with that, we've made it to the top 10. So only the most brutal fouls from here. Just wait until we get to the top 3, starting with this player who clearly decided to seriously injure his opponent. Hard to forget this foul in the penalty area. Luis Suarez biting Chiellini's shoulder, leaving bite marks? I wouldn't even know how to explain it. And it wasn't even the first time he did it. But that's Suarez. As Chiellini stated a few days later, it happened, and that's his way of dealing with direct confrontations. He and I are similar, and I like to face challenges like this. I admire his cunning. If he lost it, he would become a normal forward.
So he's like backing this dude up. So that was the guy. The guy that got bit. It's like, hey, I admire him for biting me.
Another guy tried to shatter Messi's ankle. At least Lopez later denied intentionally stomping on it. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble for sure.
I hate that. That's the worst, man. There's players like that in the NFL too. I watched him twist his ankle. There's no room for that. Look at that.
Stomping on it. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble for sure.
That was intentional, dude. I cannot stand shit like that. Like, if people get hurt in the normal course of the game, it is what it is. But that's the kind of that pisses me off. Oh, I hate that.
And speaking of trouble, Zinedine Zidane messed up big time during the most important game. And you probably already know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
In the final between France and Italy in the 2006 World Cup at the 110th minute, in a game tied 1-1, he gave the famous headbutt to Marco Materazzi,
I have seen that.
him in the chest in response to...
And then, of course, the guy acts like a cannonball, just hit him in the chest, and he's dying. Any man in the world that got headbutted. His face. So dramatic, dude. Look at that. Getting headbutted, his knees buckle, and he's, no.
Famous headbutt to Marco Materazzi hit...
Oh my God, these are little sissy girls. But yeah, you can't do that. You can't just headbutt people.
The stadium fell silent, incredulous in the face of one of the most shocking acts in football history. On his 50th birthday, he explained why he committed that senseless gesture. He said he was tense for the game, and Materazzi kept provoking him by talking about his sister. That headbutt marked the end of Zidane's career, and he left the field in tears. Italy
end of his career?
Penalties, but the headbutt remains one of the most...
They did not make a statue. They made a statue. But that's badass. They even captured his dramatic crybaby face in the thing. That's awesome. I freaking love that. I'd want to take a picture next to that thing.
Controversial and dramatic episodes in football history. In 2014, Jesse Rodriguez, considered the next Cristiano Ronaldo, had his career completely ruined. Running towards the corner flag, he was hit by
Bam!
who then fell onto his knee. Looking at his face, his anterior cruciate ligament was torn to pieces, and he was sidelined for 9 months. After that, he was never the same again and changed clubs several times. Now he plays for Las Palmas in the 2nd Spanish division. This outrageous ankle foul on Totti resulted in an unfortunate record. 3 different surgeries and an 8-month recovery period were needed, but he never fully recovered because the French midfielder eventually spent 1,747 days off the field. Almost 5 years. Becoming the record holder for having missed more playtime than any other football player in the world.
Ooh, that's not a good record to have.
Having his foot amputated as Cease.
Amputated.
At first, it doesn't look like much happened, but if you look at the replay from this angle, he broke his leg and was on the sidelines for 10 months. But things could have played out a whole lot worse, according to his doctor. If blood circulation in your foot was irrigated after 30 minutes to an hour, it would have to be amputated. Even Nainggolan immediately sought the help of doctors after the brutal intervention on Mattiello during the match on March 8, 2015. It was a normal challenge. Unfortunately, Mattiello's leg got stuck between Nainggolan's, causing a serious injury to the debutant. Compound fracture of the tibia and fibula. It was only his second start, and he had to undergo 5 operations in 7 months to return to play.
Damn.
But no hard feelings. In 2020, they became teammates at Cagliari. And with
That's
that,
awkward.
we've reached the top 3 of
the top 3
in football history.
Some of these have already been gross, man.
Go back to 2006 again. October 14th. Reading against Chelsea. After only 20 seconds of play, Petr Cech was hit in the face by Stephen Hunt, resulting in one of the most terrifying moments in football. The goalkeeper suffered a fractured skull, couldn't play for 2 months, and wore his iconic headband for the rest of his career. Obviously, Hunt was devastated for causing such a serious injury. But at number 2, Zlatan was out for revenge, together with Juventus against Inter.
He put the moves on old boy.
To find the net. But what Marco Materazzi wanted was to kick him out of the game. Zlatan was struggling to walk after that hit, but we know Zlatan. He had to get his revenge. However, he never got it in that game because his manager subbed him off, in case he would do something stupid. When they faced each other again a couple of years later, Ibra knew what he had to do, but Marco beat him to it. Yes, Zlatan couldn't believe what had hit him. What audacity! Well, Ibrahimovic
was a flop.
So as soon as he approached,
boom!
Oh my God! That kick to the chest and elbow to the face sent Marco to the hospital.
You don't think about stuff like that, but I mean, a hard kick to your organs, I could jack you up, man. You ain't got no bones or nothing right here. You know what I mean? Just a swift kick into your abdomen, you know what I mean? Number 1.
To understand this rivalry, we have to go back to 1997. Alfie Haaland, Erling's father, played as a right back for Leeds, and Roy Keane was one of the Manchester United's best midfielders at the time. Keane was going for goal, but Haaland stepped in, and Keane was in agony. Haaland thought he was feigning an injury to get a penalty,
that didn't look bad.
He shouted at him to get up. But in reality, Keane had actually torn his anterior.
I thought he swung at the referee.
So he missed the rest of the season, and that day etched in his memory. When the two collided again 3.5 years later, in April 2001, Haaland at Manchester City and Keane at United, Roy was full of resentment and ready for revenge. As soon as Haaland touched the ball, Keane intervened immediately with a reckless tackle. He was directly sent off, fined £5,000 and suspended for 3 games.
Damn.
A year and a half later, when the Irishman admitted that the foul had been premeditated, he was suspended for another 5 games and fined £150,000.
Damn.
Very little to ruin someone's life. And while these players are still alive despite
Boom!
everything, other players...
See, luckily he got his knee sideways right before that came in. Because, I mean, if you kick him like, you know, and it like starts to hyperextend, ooh, ooh, boy. Well, that was the end of the video. Appreciate you checking by. I don't know. Love you. Bye. Cheers.